We finally get to meet Diablo's crew after so many episodes. It feels like it's been so many episodes, and not really that many episodes, let's be honest, but it feels like it's been so many episodes that he went on this journey. It almost feels like the episode opens up. It gives me a feeling of like, Dragon Ball Z Goku going down Snake Way. This entire time while people are doing stuff, Goku's on Snake Way, just doing this big, long travel. And same here, Diablo's just traveling, looking for these individuals in the demon realm, and they're finally here. But yeah, of the three that they introduced here, I think I like Ultima the most. I really like her kind of design, and I like this like very twisted tone of her character. I think the other two are fine. Carrera's like, I want exciting things. Bring it on. I'll take you on. Yeah. And then Testarosa's over here just like, I'm playing the piano and I sip tea. I mean, she's beautiful, but it's like, yawn. It's like the other two are like, okay, but Ultima I like the most. I like her design and everything. But yeah, a really solid little crew here, and looking forward to see what they end up doing with it. This feels like Rimuru has like leveled up insanely. Like this is a powerful group. Like they literally just brought in, was it 700? Literally like almost 700 archdemons, which archdemons are like literally right underneath the demon lord. It's like, again, we're continuing this idea of like, is there really going to be anything that's going to be a threat to Rimuru? we're already to the point where Rimuru has no competition. Now we're just like, this is overkill. I think the only thing they've implied so far that I'm questioning is the angels. They implied at some point angels, but it's like at this point we don't really have anything that's going to be at all a threat to Rimuru, and this is going to make it even worse. But again, overkill. Just overkill everything at this point. Who cares? Let's just add more and more and more and more. But yeah, really solid episode. I guess we should go with the episode proper, opening up the episode again with the whole sequence with Diablo going into the demon realm. They do a little bit of explanation about the demon realm itself, and that it's this spirit realm where these spirit beings known as the demons live. And there's a couple things about them. One is the fact that since they're spiritual beings, they never like die. Like they can have their bodies destroyed or whatever, but then over time they'll slowly revive. I'm certain there's probably like an extent to that. There's like a limit to it. It does imply the fact that they're sort of ranked based on how long they've existed. But that could just be like they all exist, in perpetuity, but some of them have been here since, the time that time was dawn or whatever. But anyways, really cool introduction there. Also getting the idea that all of these beings, because of the fact that they're kind of stuck here, they have this dearest wish, and that is to one day incarnate. They want to have an incarnation. And it's really cool to kind of note the fact that while they all desire this, it doesn't seem like they all have the opportunity to do that. Some of them are constantly wanting to do that, and they are kind of devising a way to do that, and they're almost getting in each other's way. At some point, Diablo points out the fact that specifically with Carrera, Ultima, and Testarossa, these three have been fighting against each other. They've been keeping each other held down. He says specifically for tens of thousands of years, they've been blocking each other's incarnation. I think they kind of imply that specifically with Ultima/Violet. The fact that when she was there, she had these guys and they messed up her incarnation, that she had some plan and they got in the way of it. I wonder if that's possibly that, again, Carrera or Testarossa, they sent those dudes here to mess her up or something like that. I don't know. But it is interesting to note that these individuals all want this, and they all seem to be their own worst enemies. They're just fighting each other over this and keeping each other from having it. But yeah, he goes to each one of these individuals and recruits them. And specifically with Carrera, it seems to be her personalities around the idea of, again, wanting excitement. They seek excitement. The moment that Diablo gets there, let's fight. Let's fight. I know I can beat you. And I'm going to beat this slime guy that you're talking about. I'm going to beat him really good and all that kind of stuff. All it is about is wanting some sort of excitement and take something down, and hoping that potentially this Rimuru can bring that excitement to them. Going on to Ultima/Violet. Violet seems to be all about seemingly wanting the perfect body, wanting a vessel they can go to, and that they don't want, like, they sort of imply the same with Blanc, Testarossa, that they all want it, but that she also was looking for this perfect body. Ultima was seeking some sort of body, or Violet was. And so these individuals stopped it, and she's like, okay, well, I'll go in the hopes that I can beat the other two at this. I'll go, but if I don't get the body that I desire, I'm going to kill you all. So again, it kind of implies that desire, that seeking there. Going on to, yes, Blanc/Testarossa. I like when he first arrives there as like this audience to Blanc, and, this fear of, stepping on her toes. And the moment that he goes in there, he immediately gets on the stage and is like, I'm going to show you about this great Rimuru. And they're all like, please stop. You're going to sour her attitude. And sure enough, This kills him. Again, it implies the idea this girl is really good at hiding her anger. All about being refined, being beautiful, never showing a nasty side of yourself. I do think like the three of them, there's like this level of it. Again, where Testarossa / Blanc, she's like very, very much so hiding every sense of malice. And then you have with Ultima, she's kind of in the middle area where she's willing to kind of show it a little bit, but she's not crazy. And then you have Carrera, where she's just like, let's go, roar. It's like there's the three levels of, ability to either show it or, hide it. Let's just go with that, hiding it. But yeah, he presents it to her as well. It implies the fact that Testarossa was already okay with the idea. That's interesting. It seems like with Carrera, it's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to beat you, Diablo. And Diablo's like, I'm going to come back and show you what for and make sure you correct yourself before I come back. Almost like strong-arming her. He has to force her physically. With Ultima, it seems like she goes along with it on the idea that he promises her that, the other two are going to beat you, and also I'm going to give you that perfect body. And then with Testarossa Blanc, it seems to imply that she had already known about Rimuru. What does she specifically say? I forget exactly what she said. She says, I'll meet him. I have decided to meet him once myself. I could assume that maybe they potentially could see. Again, they're supposed to be summoned over there or whatever, but I can assume they can see the demon lords or see individuals in the physical realm, and that at some point she's seen them. I'd have to go back. I don't recall if I've seen her seeing Rimuru. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I'm probably misremembering because there's a lot of stuff about... There's so many damn characters in this story that every now and then I forget about characters. I do that a lot. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me, folks. Somebody will point it out in the comment section at some point. But yeah, she wants to. She's like, yeah, I'm already set on it. I'm gonna do it. You don't even have to tell me twice. But it also implies later on when she's talking that upon setting eyes on Rimuru, she knew that she wanted to serve him. So that's another point of like, okay, well then maybe it's just the idea was okay, and then now it's seeing, and now it's believing, basically. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, there was one other person. There's one other person that Diablo ran into up there, which was not an archdemon. Like, seems like everybody, the minions and these three, they're all archdemons. They've all been pulled over there. There was one that wasn't. There was a greater demon, and that is who is later known as Venom. I actually like this dude and what they sort of presented here. It's sort of one of those unfortunate things of lost in translations. They sort of give you the impression of what's going on here, but for those that don't know, I like how they did this. Diablo goes to each one of these individuals. John says, hey, I know about this Rimuru guy. He's amazing. He gave me a name and everything like that. He's super powerful. I want you to serve him. Come serve him. And I'm going to bestow upon you the pleasure and the joy that you should be honored to serve him. And every single one of them says, what? Rimuru? And he goes, oh, I wish you wouldn't, address him as Rimuru and not Rimuru-sama. I wish you would address him with his honorifics. Give him Sama at the end of it. Every single one of them he goes to, none of them say Rimuru-sama. Diablo says Rimuru-sama. He gives him that honor. It isn't until the very end when he's going to leave, this random guy shows up again that he's destroyed several times and says, sir, let me serve you, please. Diablo goes past him, just ignores him. Whatever, you're not worth my time. He came there to get archdemons, powerful people that have been around for ages. This guy, he's weak. I don't want him. I would never bring this guy before Rimuru. That would be an insult to him. But the guy says, please, wait. At least tell me your name. And he says, I'm Diablo. I'm one of the four. I serve the great demon lord Rimuru-sama. And that guy says, Demon Lord Rimuru-sama? Diablo snatches it up. Finally, somebody in this realm gave him proper respect. That was all it took, and then this guy gets pulled into it, he becomes an archdemon. I like it. I actually like this little bit about Venom in here. I don't care for his design. He's got kind of like that, punk character style to him that's like, bleh. But like, I like his little story about the fact this guy was just a rando, and at some point, all it took was Sama. He just said Sama. That's all Diablo wanted. He wanted somebody else that would appreciate. That's why he's able to bring him before Rimuru. You showed respect. I think you can stand before Rimuru. It seems like he's been training him and beat the crap out of him first, though. And I think that I think it kind of implies the idea that Diablo, between then And the moment that he brought him before Rimuru, he put him through like some sort of like crazy training or something like that, just so that he potentially could become an archdemon once named. I don't know. It seems to imply that. But yeah, eventually Diablo brings the crew to Rimuru. I almost thought it was going to be, you know, Violet, Blanc, and this Venom guy, because it didn't seem to imply that Carrera was okay with it yet. Because he said, I'm going to come back and you're going to show me respect. And it didn't seem like she wanted to do it. But no, he brings the three of them before Rimuru. well, first it goes this whole thing where like Rimuru is like, oh yeah, these three, they don't look very powerful. And then it's like, oh, notice, they are actually, you know, hiding their power. They're actually powerful archdemons. And he's like, oh yeah, you're doing a good job of hiding it. And they're like, ooh, that's great. It's like he didn't figure out anything. As usual, Rimuru used ChatGPT and figured it out. But no, at that point, Carrera comes forward and they have an aura battle. Just have a little aura battle. Well, let's see how powerful you are. And he's like, okay, well, it's so dorky. And immediately they all fold. Everybody folds. Like, okay, that was easy. We just won them over just like that. He just shows his aura and they're like, okay, we'll serve you. Good. All right. And then he wins them over later on by showing them the bodies and giving them bodies they want and giving them names and everything like that. But it was all right. It was like it was an art little win over kind of situation. Go in there, show their bodies and everything like that. Gets into a little bit right there with the whole like age element of the demons, that they're all like, you know, ranked and seen as great based on their actual age. I'm guessing potentially like they've lasted that long or they've been around that long or something like that, or seniority. They respect seniority in some way. I'd assume there's a power element to it as well, but potentially as they exist for so long, they will have greater power potential or something like that, is my guess there, without potentially getting into further light novel stuff. But yeah, Diablo ends up eventually summoning everybody else there, and we get the impression here that everybody that has served under these individuals are all archdemons. So before he even names them, he literally brings over 700 minions to Rimuru, and they're all archdemons. And then the point that he actually names them, 2 of them evolved into demon peers, along with Carrera, Ultima, and Testarossa. So we have literally 5 of these demonic peers, whatever. But yeah, I'm curious to see more of these characters. Hopefully some of them have some interesting personalities. So far, nothing really sticking out to me. I will say, one of them they brought up was Esprit. I think it's Esprit. It was Carrera's servant. I like their previous design. I actually like their previous design more. They had like the little goat ears thing and the tights underneath or whatever. She looked amazing. And then when she evolves... when she gets her name and everything like that, her outfit changes. She looks like a Gyaru. It's like, really? We downgraded her. We downgraded her. I mean, I like Gyarus, but I liked her design before earlier. This has happened before. It's like every single one of these individuals in this world, when they evolve in some way, their design itself changes. I mean, that happened with the Ifrit. It happens with all these individuals. And there's some cases where it like works really well. In a lot of cases, it seems like it loses their bestialness. Like whatever kind of, you know, the goblins especially. But like no matter what they are, they'll slowly over time lose what makes them look like what they were. They just look more and more human. And so yeah, right here you have this Esprit girl, like the moment that she gets her name, she loses the horns. And it's like, okay, now she's just like a human. It's like you lost like what made her look, you know, unique and everything like that. But no, I liked her previous design more, but it's fine. But yeah, they all kind of have a little bit of most of them just change their outfits. It's like they get their name and suddenly they look like they're from Tokyo or something like that. They all get Tokyo outfits. That's their shown of evolving, is the fact that they get Tokyo outfits. But yeah, I'm just surprised at this point that Rimuru still has ability to name these people. My gosh, dude. I mean, granted, he's seemingly getting lazy with, like, specifically Diablo's crew, because they're all like, oh, I'm just going to keep to car names. Okay, Carrera, Ultima, and Testarossa. It's like, we're just going to stick with the car things. I'm surprised he hasn't used names like Ultima, but I guess he could be like, oh, maybe one day Diablo might want to get more people, and I want to keep him to, like, the car people. Supercar people. It's fine. But yeah, like we've named like tens of thousands of people at this point, and he's still got names under his belt to use. It's crazy, but yeah, gets his little crew here. They all, again, get their new outfits. Some of them evolve, and they become the Black Numbers, the Demon Army Black Numbers. It's just overkill at this point. It's just overkill at this point. He's got like an entire army of 700 plus people that are all freaking archdemons or higher. It's just it's disgusting at this point. It's absolutely disgusting at this point. But I like how it kind of wraps up the episode with this little meeting, and it seems to imply that Diablo has them under check. They all equally want to serve Remedy for their own reasons. Upon seeing him, I wanted to serve him. Yeah, he gave me an amazing body. I'm perfectly fine with this. Carrera's like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's like, but you're gonna all listen to my orders too. Clink. No, nobody acknowledges. They just clink cups. Like they didn't say yes. And so it cuts over, and Diablo's talking to Remedy. He's like, yeah, they should listen to the orders. They might do some things, but they should listen to us. And he's like, wait, you brought him here? You saying you can't control them? It's gonna be your fault, Diablo. It's a little dorky little kind of conclusion, the whole thing, but cool little crew. I'm hoping we see more of them. But I'm liking them so far. We'll see, hopefully, if they add a little bit of a twist to everything, but obviously we still have things brewing up with Granville. I need to send the demon army to kill Granville. We'll just wrap things up. Again, I don't think anything's going to ever come up against this crew anymore. So anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 86 of Tensura. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. Until next time, y'all take care.